Hi guys, it's SimLicy here, so welcome to another apartment renovation. So today I'm creating an apartment here in the fashion district of San Myshuno. I'm right across the hall from Penny Pizzazz's apartment. I really like this apartment. I think it's another one of those that are fun to renovate because it's so small and it has the big modern windows, but this one's a little bit trickier to do floor plans in than Penny's. But the floor plan that I came up with today, I really like it. I think it's very different than what I've done before, and I hope you guys do like it. But the apartment is going to be for a fashion designer. Since the latest update, we got the new fashion influencer career. We also got new clothes, new gameplay, we got some new items. So some of those new items will be in the apartment, not towards the end though, because I actually forgot that we got a new bulletin board and also the new drawing pad that's like a digital portable pad, which I think is really cool. It works just like the easel, but it's a little drawing pad, so I'll put that in there. And since I forgot about the bulletin board till the end of the video, I did have to rearrange a few things to actually fit it in because it's kind of big, but it's such a cool item. I actually played through the career a little bit while playtesting this apartment, and what happens is your sim will get impressions of inspiration, like a moodlet, and then you can go over to that board and then put little like stickers and swatches and things like that, and then gather inspiration to create clothing and outfits and those kinds of things. So I thought that's pretty cool. I think it was definitely something that we were missing in the game, so I'm pretty excited about this new career. I also used lots of objects from the new expansion pack Get Famous, so some of the decorations, like some of the paintings in this apartment, are from that, and the paintings are beautiful. I'm so obsessed with them. I've used them so much since the pack came out. I love them. And also the new streaming desk. So we got a brand new computer desk which has a whole streaming setup. There's a ring light, there's a camera, there's like a really nice computer. So I put that in here as well. So maybe on the side of their fashion designing career, they also do some streaming, maybe some beauty blogging is what I was thinking, because I also used a lot of makeup in this apartment, mostly from the debug menu. You'll notice that the bathroom is really cluttered, but I think it turns out so cute, and I really just like this apartment, so hopefully you guys do like it too. Right now I'm just cluttering up the kitchen. I really like how the kitchen is right here to, what is that, the right of the doorway right when you walk in, and it's just like in this nice little cubby. It worked out so well. And here I'm using this custom content shelf again that I mentioned in my last EA renovation. So the shelf won't be left in the apartment, so don't worry, you won't have to try to find this on the gallery by filtering through CC. It's not going to be included. I'm just using it to place items a little bit easier on surfaces, because you can use the Control 9 key to raise objects up, but they don't always raise to the right level. So I've been using this as kind of like a little bit of a cheat, but it works so well. And I will include it in the description if you guys are interested in downloading it and haven't done so already, because it's so handy. I used it in this kitchen and then also the bathroom. I've been using it pretty much non-stop ever since I downloaded it, so I really like this item. I think it's a very handy tool, but that's pretty much it for the kitchen. I just add a bulletin board right here, and I also wanted to mention that the postcards that I put up here are from the My First Pet Stuff pack, so if you don't have that pack, don't worry. These are the only items in the apartment from that. I was going to use these base game ones, but then I pulled out these ones with the Eiffel Tower and then the pyramids, and I just felt like it would just suit the personality of the sim that I had in mind here a lot more, because I imagine that a sim that's really into like fashion and makeup is also really into probably traveling and culture, and I just felt like it suited that a little bit better. And then over here I put a side table by the door, and I put some mail, and I also go into the debug menu and pull out like a little package, and then I put the lamp. This lamp is from the Get Famous expansion, and I love it. When I went to Sims Camp and first saw this lamp and the other one, I figured that I would use the other one a little bit more, but this one I'm like obsessed with. I've been using it a lot. I think it's a really versatile lamp, so I'm pretty excited about it. And then behind it I put one of my new favorite posters that came with Get Famous. This one right here, I just love that swatch so much, and this time I sized it down. I wanted it to look like it was sitting on top of the table and then leaning against the wall, so I thought that looked really nice. And then here I'm just picking out a rug to put into the kitchen. I was gonna go with a different one, but I ended up going with the one from Get Famous because I just really like it. It looks so worn and tattered, and I just sized it down to fit a little bit nicer, and I thought that looked pretty good. And then this is going to be the bathroom. It is the only one in the apartment. I wanted to go for this shower, but it was gonna be way too crowded and probably wouldn't have worked. So I just go with this base game one. It just has a stand-up shower, and then I put a toilet next to it, and then over here I put a sink. So like I mentioned earlier, I think the sim that lives here is pretty obsessed with makeup, because I do put a shelf above the sink, and then I clutter it up with a bunch of different items. and it looks really cool. It looks so lived in, so I was really happy with the way it turned out, but I was worried it wasn't going to work when I play tested it, so I was worried I was going to have to delete the shelf, because in a current household that I had a while ago, I had something kind of similar, not as cluttered, but it never worked. Like, my sim would never use the sink, but I had no issues at all when play testing this, so I was so happy. If you download this, just make sure you have move objects on, that way everything places correctly, and you shouldn't have any issues with objects dropping or anything like that. So definitely have that turned on, but I just had so much fun cluttering up this area of the sink. It just looks so lived in and cluttered, and I went through the debug menu, finding that toothbrush and then the plunger, and those little bit of extra details are just so much fun to me. I think it just makes houses and apartments just look so lived in and kind of gives it a little bit more of a realistic touch, which I really like. And this makeup palette came with vintage glamour, so when your sim uses the vanity table, they'll actually pull out some makeup and like an eyeliner and some lipstick, and so I put some of those items by the sink there, which I thought was kind of nice. And then that's pretty much it for the bathroom. I think I just change up the tile and then hang a couple of, I think like a robe or something on the wall and a towel. But that brick that I used as an accent in the bathroom and the kitchen, I love. I think that is free. I think that didn't come with Get Famous. I believe that one came with the update that we got terrain tools and the new career and stuff. So I've just been obsessed with this new brick. It kind of looks like it's modern, but not quite. It's like that in between modern and traditional. I just really like this brick, so I've been using it a lot, and it comes in some really nice swatches. And then here's the living room. I kind of like how it's tucked in this little kind of nook. I thought about opening it up, but it just didn't quite look the way I wanted it to, so I just closed it off with that archway. It's still open to the rest of the living area, but it's more separated. And then this new painting came with Get Famous, and it kind of looked like somebody was kind of walking like a model in that image, so I was really liking that one. And then I hung up another one on the other side of the couch too, because I was like, why not? I'll use another swatch of this beautiful painting because it's so pretty. I really like it a lot. And then here for a brief moment, I thought about adding a fireplace, but once I put it in, I was like, I don't really feel like it fits, so I just put a table over here, and I pulled out a table from Seasons. This one right here, I didn't realize it came in that swatch. It looks so pretty. I thought it only came in swatches that were associated with holidays or the seasons. I didn't realize it came in one that was so simple and pretty, so I'm definitely gonna have to use that in a different home. But yeah, I was pretty excited about that find. It's always exciting when you find a swatch that you didn't know existed in an object that you don't really use because you didn't think it was really usable. That was one of the moments for me, so that's always really exciting. But this is the table that I end up going with, and then I put a TV above it, and then I end up using my favorite outdoor table with the glass top here as the coffee table, because anytime I have these smaller living rooms where there's not really space to fit a giant coffee table, I always go for this one, and I just like it so much. And then this bouquet is new with Get Famous, and I thought it was so pretty in these colors. I thought it complemented the living room really nicely, and I was kind of thinking that maybe the bouquet was a gift from a client who this sim created an outfit for or something like that, and they wanted to thank them by buying the bouquet. So I thought that was kind of a fun idea, but that's pretty much it for the living room. I just cluttered up the coffee table. Actually, I go in there later and add a remote that I found in the debug menu and put that on the coffee table as well. So I thought that was a bit of fun. And then here I'm just layering up the curtains in the dining room. I go with these sheer ones and then layered them with the beaded curtains. I tried doing this in the office and in the bedroom, but after I put all of this on all of the windows, it looked a bit crazy and a little bit too much. So I ended up just leaving them here in the dining room, which I thought looked really pretty. And then the plant in the corner, the poster, and the dining table are all new with Get Famous. And I thought they looked really nice in here. The kind of style that I think I was going for in this apartment is kind of I want to say an eclectic style. I'm not really sure if that describes it accurately, but I was kind of going for a mismatched kind of everything style. So there's some traditional, there's some modern, there's mid-century modern, there's kind of bohemian, there's a little bit of everything. I just kind of had fun with it, and I really like the way it turned out. This rug is also new with Get Famous, so definitely a lot of items from that pack in here, and it just looks so nice. And that bookshelf that I end up putting on the other side of the dining table, I end up replacing it for a different one later on because I didn't really like the way that one looked. I end up going with that base game one that looks like a ladder that's leaned against the wall that has a bunch of clutter items on it. So I end up doing that here in a little while. But there I just put all of those on every single window and it just looked kind of crazy. So I just ended up going with these ones that look like they're blinds that you could close them for a bit more privacy than you could the dining area. And then this is going to be the bedroom, and don't worry, I did play test this bed to make sure it worked. It doesn't work as it is right now. I actually had to push the bed slightly into the wall, just enough to cover up the headboard, and then the Sim was able to get to both sides of the bed, no problem. And then at the end of the video, when I pull out that new bulletin board for the fashion influencer career, I end up putting it right here where that mirror is, so I do have to make the archway smaller. And yeah, everything worked fine. So you'll notice in the screenshots that the Sim has actually put some impressions up on the board. So there's like some swatches and stickers. It's pretty adorable. But this is the home office, and you actually have to walk through the office to get to the bedroom, which is kind of a weird layout. So if you wanted to make the bedroom bigger, you could definitely do that. I thought about putting a door on the little part of the bedroom that's in the dining room area, but I didn't think you could exactly get to the bed if I did it that way, and I liked the way the bedroom was arranged. So you could definitely mess with the layout if you would like to have a different way to get into the bedroom rather than walking through the office, but it's totally up to you. But now I'm pretty much just decorating the office. I get a mannequin in here, which I thought was a lot of fun. That way the Sim could display their outfits that they create, and I also dressed the mannequin off camera, so you'll notice that in the screenshots. I wanted to add this makeup stand, whatever you call that came with the new update, but it didn't exactly fit in here, so I figured if I placed it, it wasn't going to be able to be used. So if you can find room for it, then I would definitely place it in here because I think the Sim would like to use one. I was also able to play test this computer. It totally worked. I didn't extensively play test it, so I'm not exactly sure what all it can do, but it's such a cool item. And yeah, it totally works, so no worries there. And then here I'm just placing a dresser inside the bedroom. I was not sure if I was going to be able to fit one in here, but I'm like, this person has to have a wardrobe if they're obsessed with fashion because they have to have lots of clothes. But I ended up going with this one, which I did not even realize came with the update, so it was perfect. And then I also hung up some like clothes and put some shoes in the office, but I ended up having to get rid of those when I placed the bulletin board. But here I'm going through the debug menu again to add some decorations to the side tables, and then the coffee table, there's the remote, which I thought was just so fun, and I'm definitely gonna have to use that object more often. But on the side tables, I put the Eiffel Tower statue and a magazine, and I forget exactly what all else I put up here. I think maybe some more makeup clutter from the debug menu, but I definitely wanted to include the Eiffel Tower since I put the postcard that had the Eiffel Tower on it. I was maybe thinking that Paris was like their favorite place or a place they want to visit. Maybe they have a pen pal there who they talk to and they're dreaming of going to visit them there, or maybe they go there all the time and they study fashion there, because that's totally a possibility too. But here I thought about putting a mirror, which I think is actually what I end up going back to, but a different mirror, not the one that I put behind the mannequin, because here is where I hang the clothing rack and then I put some shoes. But like I said, I do end up getting rid of that, but I figured I would show it to you guys in case you wanted to play in this apartment and have this stuff here. But yeah, I do end up getting rid of them. So, but here I am replacing that shelf for the base game one that I mentioned earlier that looks like a ladder leaning against the wall, which I would love to see another item that looks like that. Maybe something a little bit more modern and a little bit more simple. Oh, that would be pretty cool. But here I am making those changes that I was talking about. So I do make the archway smaller, add this bulletin board, which is such a cool item. And then that's about it. We are coming up on the screenshot. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this apartment for a fashion designer. And thank you guys so much for watching. And please leave any comments or suggestions that you have. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye!